Family virtue.
Baha'i faith.
According to the teachings of Baha'u'llah, the family, being a human unit, must be educated according to the rules of sanctity. All virtues must be taught the family. The promulgation of universal peace.
The integrity of the family bond must be constantly considered, and the rights of the individual members must not be transgressed. The rights of the son, the father, the mother, none of them must be transgressed, none of them must be arbitrary. Just as the son has certain obligations to his father, the father likewise has certain obligations to his son. The mother, the sister, and other members of the household have their certain prerogatives. All these rights and prerogatives must be conserved, yet the unity of the family must be sustained. The injury of one shall be considered the injury of all, the comfort of each the comfort of all, the honor of one the honor of all. The promulgation of universal peace.
Buddhism.
In 5 ways should a mother and father as the Eastern direction be respected by a child. I will support them who supported me. I will do my duty to them. I will maintain the family lineage and tradition. I will be worthy of my inheritance, and I will make donations on behalf of dead ancestors. Tipitaka.
And the mother and father so respected reciprocate with compassion in 5 ways, by restraining you from wrongdoing, guiding you towards good actions, training you in a profession, supporting the choice of a suitable spouse, and in due time handing over the inheritance. In this way the Eastern direction is protected and made peaceful and secure. Tipitaka.
And the wife so respected reciprocates with compassion in 5 ways. By being well organized, being kindly disposed to the in-laws and household workers, being faithful, looking after the household goods, and being skillful and diligent in all duties. In this way, the Western direction is protected and made peaceful and secure. Tipitaka.
The 10 types of kindness bestowed by the mother on the child. The first is the kindness of providing protection and care while the child is in the womb. The second is the kindness of bearing suffering during the birth. The third is the kindness of forgetting all the pain once the child has been born. The fourth is the kindness of eating the bitter herself and saving the sweet for the child. The fifth is the kindness of moving the child to a dry place and lying in the wet herself. The sixth is the kindness of suckling the child at her breast and nourishing and bringing up the child. The seventh is the kindness of washing away the unclean. The eighth is the kindness of always thinking of the child when it has travelled far. The ninth is the kindness of deep care and devotion. The 10th is the kindness of ultimate pity and sympathy. Filial Piety Sutra.
The Buddha replied, "Disciples of the Buddha, if you wish to repay your parents' kindness, write out this sutra on their behalf. Recite this sutra on their behalf. Repent of transgressions and offenses on their behalf. For the sake of your parents, make offerings to the triple jewel. For the sake of your parents, hold the precept of pure eating. For the sake of your parents, practice giving and cultivate blessings. If you are able to do these things, you are being a filial child." Filial Piety Sutra.
The virtue of one's parents' kindness is boundless and limitless. If one has made the mistake of being unfilial, how difficult it is to repay that kindness. Filial Piety Sutra.
Tao Dai.
An honourable person upholds the family's ethics, treat one's siblings harmoniously, fulfill one's obligations to all family members. Respect the elder brother and love the elder sister is the duty of a younger sibling. Analysis of the Repentance Sutra.
Christianity.
Husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Holy Bible.
Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Holy Bible.
Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. Holy Bible.
Confucianism.
Filial piety and fraternal submission, are they not the root of all benevolent actions? The Confucian Analects.
A youth, when at home, should be filial. The Confucian Analects.
The philosopher Sang said, "Let there be a careful attention to perform the funeral rites to parents, and let them be followed when long gone with the ceremonies. Then the virtue of the people will resume its proper excellence." The Confucian Analects.
While a man's father is alive, look at the bent of his will. When his father is dead, look at his conduct. If for 3 years he does not alter from the way of his father, he may be called filial. The Confucian Analects.
Mang, I asked what filial piety was. The master said, "It is not being disobedient." The Confucian Analects.
Parents, when alive, be served according to propriety, that when dead they should be buried according to propriety. The Confucian Analects.
In serving his parents, a son may remonstrate with them, but gently. When he sees that they do not incline to follow his advice, he shows an increased degree of reverence, but does not abandon his purpose, and should they punish him, he does not allow himself to murmur. The Confucian Analects.
In the book of poetry it is said, "They can discharge their duties to their elder brothers, they can discharge their duties to their younger brothers. Let the ruler discharge his duties to his elder and younger brothers, and then he may teach the people of the state." The Great Learning.
It is said in the book of poetry, "Happy union with wife and children is like the music of lutes and harps. When there is concord among brethren, the harmony is delightful and enduring. Thus may you regulate your family and enjoy the pleasure of your wife and children." The Doctrine of the Mean.
It is not possible for one to teach others while he cannot teach his own family. Therefore the ruler, without going beyond his family, completes the lessons for the state. There is filial piety. Therewith the sovereign should be served. There is fraternal submission. Therewith elders and superiors should be served. There is kindness. Therewith the multiple should be treated. The Great Learning.
In the book of poetry it is said, "Profound was King Wan. With how bright and unceasing a feeling of reverence did he regard his resting places. As a sovereign he rested in benevolence. As a minister he rested in reverence. As a son he rested in filial piety. As a father he rested in kindness. In communication with his subjects he rested in good faith." The Great Learning.
Essenes.
"For I tell you, it is better that the son should obey his father, and keep watch over his father's servants in the field, than that he should become the debtor of the wicked creditor, and toil and sweat in serfdom to repay all his debts." The Essene Gospel of Peace.
For your mother bore you, keeps life within you. She has given you her body, and none but she heals you. Happy is he who loves his mother, and lies quietly in her bosom. For your mother loves you, even when you turn away from her. And how much more shall she love you, if you turn to her again? I tell you truly, very great is her love, greater than the greatest of mountains, deeper than the deepest seas. And those who love their mother, she never deserts them. The Essene Gospel of Peace.
Happy is that son who accepts the counsel of his mother and walks therein. And 100 times more happy is that son who accepts and walks also in the counsel of his father. For it was said to you, "Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon this earth." The Essene Gospel of Peace.
Honor thy father and mother. The Essene Gospel of Peace.
And thou shalt love thy brothers. The Essene Gospel of Peace.
Hinduism.
Freedom from hate I bring to you, concord and unanimity. Love one another as the cow loveth the calf that she hath borne. One-minded with his mother, let the son be loyal to his sire. Hymns of the Atharva Veda.
Let the wife, calm and gentle, speak words sweet as honey to her lord. No brother hate his brother. No sister to sister be unkind. Unanimous with one intent, speak ye your speech in friendliness. Hymns of the Atharva Veda.
That spell through which gods sever not, nor ever bear each other hate, that spell we lay upon your home, a bond of union for the men, intelligent, submissive, rest united, friendly and kind, bearing the yoke together. Come, speaking sweetly each one to the other, I make you one-intentioned and one-minded. Hymns of the Atharva Veda.
Let what you drink, your share of food be common together. With one common bond I bid you. Hymns of the Atharva Veda.
The husband who wedded her with sacred texts always gives happiness to his wife, both in season or out of season. Laws of Manu.
She who, controlling her thoughts, words, and deeds, never slights her lord, resides after death with her husband in heaven, is called a virtuous wife. Laws of Manu.
Hua Buddhism.
As parents, you must set good examples. Let not your children learn bad habits. Your role you must fulfill. Your offspring thus will be inspired by your example. When children err, guide and teach them. Explain clearly what is right and wrong. Speak not coarse words unpleasant to the ears, especially avoid violent whippings. Illuminating the Way 1.
Children must be filial to their parents. Husband and wife must learn to live in harmony. Illuminating the Way 1.
International Society of Krishna Consciousness.
Be engaged in the service of your husbands and household affairs so that your husbands will be pleased with you and the sacrifice which they have begun will be properly executed. After all, your husbands are householders, and without your help, how can they execute their prescribed duties? Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Sincere love can be seen when the father and mother love their children in spite of their children's neglect. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
It is a Vedic custom that the junior members of the family should offer respects to the elderly persons every morning. The children, or the disciples especially, should offer their respects to the parents or the spiritual master in the morning. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
O respectful one, a wife is so helpful that she is called the better half of a man's body because of her sharing in all auspicious activities. A man can move without anxiety, entrusting all the responsibilities to his wife. Srimad Bhagavatam.
The highest duty of a son, even though he has sons of his own, is to serve his parents. Srimad Bhagavatam.
With one's body one can acquire all goals of life, and it is one's parents who give the body birth and sustenance. Therefore, no mortal man can repay his debt to his parents, even if he serves them for a full lifetime of 100 years. Srimad Bhagavatam.
A son who, though able to do so, fails to provide for his parents with his physical resources and wealth is forced after his death to eat his own flesh. Srimad Bhagavatam.
A man who, though able to do so, fails to support his elderly parents, chaste wife, young child, or spiritual master, or who neglects a Brahmana or anyone who comes to him for shelter, is considered dead though breathing. Brahmana means a member of the Hindu priest caste. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Islam.
We shall take care of our brother. Holy Quran.
And say to the believing women that they should lower their gaze and guard their modesty, that they should not display their beauty and ornaments except what must ordinarily appear thereof, that they should draw their veils over their bosoms and not display their beauty except to their husbands, their fathers, their husbands' fathers, their sons, their husbands' sons, their brothers or their brothers' sons, or their sisters' sons, or their women. Holy Quran.
We have enjoined on man to be good to his parents. In travail upon travail did his mother bear him, and in years twain was his weaning. Hear the command, show gratitude to me and to thy parents. Holy Quran.
We have enjoined on man kindness to his parents. In pain did his mother bear him, and in pain did she give him birth. The carrying of the child to his weaning is a period of 30 months. Holy Quran.
Judaism.
All thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. Holy Nevi'im.
Mohism.
What is called disorder is just the lack of filial piety on the part of the minister and the son towards the emperor and the father. As he loves himself and not his father, the son benefits himself to the disadvantage of his father. As he loves himself and not his elder brother, the younger brother benefits himself to the disadvantage of his elder brother. As he loves himself and not his emperor, the minister benefits himself to the disadvantage of his emperor. And these are what is called disorder. Book of Moses.
When the father shows no affection to the son, when the elder brother shows no affection to the younger brother, and when the emperor shows no affection to the minister, on the other hand, it is also called disorder. Book of Moses.
When everyone regards his father, elder brother, and emperor as himself, whereto can he direct any unfilial feeling? Will there still be any unaffectionate individual? When everyone regards his younger brother, son, and minister as himself, whereto can he direct any disaffection? Therefore, there will not be any unfilial feeling or disaffection. Book of Moses.
If everyone in the world will love universally, states not attacking one another, houses not disturbing one another, thieves and robbers becoming extinct, emperors and ministers, fathers and sons, all being affectionate and filial, if all this comes to pass, the world will be orderly. Book of Moses.
The lack of affection and filial piety between father and son, the lack of harmony between elder and younger brothers, these are the major calamities in the world. Book of Moses.
When father and son love each other, they will be affectionate and filial. When older and younger brothers love each other, they will be harmonious. And it is all due to mutual love that calamities, strife, complaints, and hatred are prevented from arising. Therefore, the benevolent exalt it. Book of Moses.
I should first love others' parents in order that they would love my parents in return. Hence, those who desire to be filial to one another's parents, if they have to choose between whether they should love or hate others' parents, had best first love and benefit others' parents. Book of Moses.
So if the gentleman desires to be an affectionate father, a filial son, a courteous elder brother, and a respectful younger brother, universal love must be practiced. It is the way of the sage kings and the great blessing of the people. Book of Moses.
How does the filial son take care of his parents? If the parents are poor, he would enrich them. If the members of the family are in confusion, he would put them in order. Book of Moses.
When husband and wife do not indulge in excess, heaven and earth will be harmonious. When wind and rain are not in excess, the 5 grains will ripen. And when excessive clothing is not indulged in, the body will be comfortable. Book of Moses.
Sikhism.
The faithful uplift and redeem their family and relations. Sri Guru Granth Sahib.
Taoism.
The love of a son for his parents is the implanted requirement and can never be separated from his heart. Therefore, a son finds his rest in serving his parents without reference to or choice of place, and this is the height of filial duty in the world of man.
Zoroastrianism.
It is not desirable to distress one's priest or father or mother, and if people perceive much trouble, disquietude, and harm arising from them, it is certainly not desirable that they should give them back a reply with any aggravation, because their satisfaction is connected with the satisfaction of the sacred being, and every time that people distress them, they have distressed Ormazd, the good and propitious. Sad Dar.
It is incumbent on everyone to send a child to school and to teach it something, because every duty and good work that a child performs is just as though the father and mother had performed it with their own hands. Therefore, it is necessary to make an effort so that they may teach them something good, and make them aware of good works and sin, for they are doing that on account of their own souls, so that those children may be courageous in doing good works. Saddha.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/WOW-scrolls.